Now, earlier today at the Methodist Church in Bryanston, some of the leaders in South Africa's business arena paid tribute to Madiba at a memorial service.
South Africa's business community paid tribute today to Nelson Mandela. In a memorial service held at the Bryanston Methodist Church in Johannesburg, leaders spoke in gratitude of the solid foundation Mandela laid for the business community during his presidency.
Some of the debate is how much is government's responsibility, but how much of the responsibility should be carried by us as business for making the democracy to work for the people of South Africa, even where the government's resources are not able to reach. And that for me is a challenge that I think Madiba had left with the business people. He may not be here for you to be commanded to action, but he created a conscience within business to be able to see the area of need and move and act to assist poor people, even if no one else had asked them to, simply because they still carry with them the conscience that Madiba had imparted on them.
Executive Mayor of the city of Johannesburg, Parks Tau, said it is time to reflect on what we are doing to help South Africa advance, but to also reflect on what we are doing that causes South Africa to regress. Former president of the Afrikaanse Handels Institute, Martin Kaskus, referred to Mandela as the greatest son Africa has produced.
I had the privilege of having had a few encounters with Madiba, but one that will always stand out for me was on the 28th of March 1997, during a state visit to the Prime Minister Devi Gowda in India. To me, it was arguably one of the highlights of my career, because there I was, and so overwhelmed by the situation, I tell you, I held the ear of that cup very tightly. I didn't want to spill a drop. I was very selective in what I eat because I didn't want to sound noisy as I'm chewing. What did I learn out of that experience? One of the key lessons I've learned is that leaders need to appreciate the potential in others and to create space and opportunity for them to grow. To create also an atmosphere that is affirming and encouraging. I mean, Madiba had no business to have me in that delegation, but he saw the potential in me and he saw the learning opportunity for me to be part of that occasion.
Colin Coleman, head of the South African office of Goldman Sachs, pondered upon what Madiba would have wanted to reflect on during this time.
I think he would certainly, firstly, want us to be celebrating the achievements of democracy to date. The fact that we have tripled the economy in the last 20 years, the fact that we have created 5 million jobs in South Africa, the fact that we have expanded the industrial base, the fact that Africa is growing immensely and is a good neighbor to South Africa, and the fact that we have supported the poor to the extent of 16 million people receiving social welfare grants every month, and that we have created a black middle class of substantial proportions in this time. He would also want us to be owning the challenges that we have still to address. The 7 million people who continue to be unemployed in our country and are looking for work, the youth who are unemployed, those who are still hungry and who are looking to get purpose in the economy.
Goldman Sachs recently released a report entitled 2 Decades of Freedom, looking at what South Africa has achieved so far and what now needs to be done.